How I Made the Church Mad, brought to you by Emily Hahn, Nolan Horner, and Audrey Ko.
I know the sun is in the middle of our solar system, but I don't know if I should publish my idea.
Nicholas Copernicus, a Polish monk, came up with the idea of heliocentrism, which is the idea that the sun is in the middle of our solar system and actually involves simpler math. This challenged geocentrism, where it is believed the Earth is in the middle of our solar system. The Church disliked the heliocentric theory because they believed that God put Earth in the center of the universe, with everything revolving around Earth.
Copernicus, art thou mad? Don't publish this nonsense. If you do, the people's minds will be poisoned forever, and you, along with those whose minds you have poured your venomous ideas into, will be excommunicated.
Copernicus died at the age of 70. Although his book became famous, it did not drastically change the way in which people viewed the universe. His idea of heliocentric model would continue to be investigated by scientists after him.
I believe I have collected sufficient evidence that our universe is in fact changing. In 1572, I found a new star, and in 1577, I discovered a comet. The Danish government is very supportive of me, so I will continue my further observations. I support the heliocentric view of Copernicus, but I believe that the moon and the sun revolve around the earth, while the other planets revolve around the sun. What do you think? I disagree with your view of the universe because I believe all planets revolve around the sun.
Following the death of Tycho Brahe, Johannes Kepler continued his partner's work. He used it to search for ways to support the Copernican view, and reached the conclusion that Copernicus was incorrect about planetary orbitals being circular. In his 3 laws of planetary motion, he proposed that orbits are elliptical, and planets closer to the sun orbit faster than those farther away.
Tycho Brahe and his assistant Johannes Kepler both supported the Copernican theory of the Earth revolving around the sun. Kepler rejected Brahe's idea of Copernicus's planets move in a circular motion theory, instead proposing that their orbitals are elliptical. However, the reason why elliptical orbits are possible would not be explained until Isaac Newton made his discoveries over 100 years later. Italian scientist Galileo Galilei continued Kepler's work. He supported the heliocentric view and claimed that humans on Earth did not make up an all-important center. Rather, they are part of a larger system. He built better telescopes that allowed him to observe the mountainous surface of the moon, sunspots, the phases of Venus, 4 large moons belonging to Jupiter, and how stars are much farther away than the other planets are. He concluded that the universe is not perfect and published his observations in Starry Messenger in 1610. He was curious about motion and observed how heavier objects fall no faster than lighter ones, and that a body in motion tends to stay in motion unless disturbed. The Catholic Church began to condemn Galileo's work after the publication of his Dialogue on the Two Chief Systems of the World in 1632. The work compared the geocentric theory with heliocentrism. He was told to stop by Pope Urban VIII, who believed that the work was making fun of him, but he ignored him. Pope Urban VIII put Galileo on house arrest in 1633 because the scientist refused to obey his order. Nevertheless, Galileo continued to write, although he ended up sending his work to Holland, where it was better tolerated. Galileo made significant discoveries in the nature of the bodies of the universe. Sir Isaac Newton, an extremely religious man, is the greatest figure of the scientific revolution. Influenced by Galileo's findings, he wondered what force kept planets making elliptical orbits around the sun, because theoretically the planets should travel straight. After seeing an apple fall from a tree, he deduced the force that brought the apple down may explain planetary motion. He developed a mathematical law of universal gravitation from this conception and published it into his work Principia Mathematica in 1687, which also contained his 3 laws about physics, Kepler's laws of planetary motion, and Galileo's laws of inertia and the nature of falling bodies. He practiced alchemy in his free time, so therefore he is regarded as the first of the age of reason and the last of the magicians. Newton's law helped us understand the law of gravity that governs our universe. He eventually became the head of the British Royal Society, an organization committed to promoting research in the sciences.
Superstition. Bad. Inductive reasoning. I shall call my book Advancement of Learning. This bacon is amazing.
Sir Francis Bacon, who is the author of Advancement of Learning, published in 1605, attacked people's reliance on superstition and said that claims need to be based on evidence to be proven true. He also came up with inductive reasoning, which is where people first start with specifics, such as observing and experimenting, and then draw general conclusions from those specifics. Died at the age of 65 due to pneumonia, Sir Francis Bacon helped contribute to the idea of attacking reliance on superstition and inspire many others through his inductive reasoning.
Cogito ergo sum. Since Bacon thinks about bacon, he is bacon.
René Descartes, the author of Discourse on Method, which was published in 1637, also advocated rational thought that is backed up by proof, came up with deductive reasoning, which is starting with a general statement and finding specifics through experiments, and came up with the saying cogito ergo sum, which is I think, therefore I am. Died at age 54 due to pneumonia, René Descartes helped develop a new way of thinking called deductive reasoning and invented methodological skepticism. And now, here are your scientists that made the church mad. Thank you and good night.